No one wakes up one day being the trusted authority, the go-to in their industry. It is a process, and it's an ongoing process. Whilst researching for my book, I realized that there are three major pillars that you need to focus on if you want to make the transition from technical expert to the trusted authority. And those pillars are capability, credibility, and visibility. Now, the main idea behind being the trusted authority is about being the translator. This is the easiest way how you can stand out from the crowd, when you can make it easy for others to understand how you can add value to them, to their business, to their lives. And it starts with you being the translator of your credentials into capabilities, meaning how can you leverage your credentials, your expertise and experience that you have acquired through studying or even through working in your professional industry, and connect it with your characteristics, your personality traits, your story. No one can compete with that, to then create changes that are relevant to your decision maker. So your capability is the sum of putting your credentials together with your characteristics to create an outcome for your decision maker. The next pillar is about credibility, and whilst most people associate credibility with having a degree or award, it actually goes beyond that. To make it easier to remember, I developed the 3O framework. It is about your own credibility, other people's credibility, and on-the-go credibility. Now, your own credibility is about you being able to not only create results over and over that you want to be known and trusted for, but you can also explain it to others. And it comes down to you developing a signature framework. Now, a signature framework allows you to not only create results consistently and predictably, but you're also able to communicate it with others. My framework is exactly that. It is credibility, capability, and visibility. Usually when you talk in threes, it's a lot easier to remember. So think about your own process. How do you take your clients or your teams from where they are to where you want to be? What kind of stages do they need to go through? And what kind of tools and methods do you use and apply to get the outcome? And this is how we can develop your signature framework that you can then also monetize in different ways, from keynotes to online courses to digital products. The next O stands for other people's credibility, and this is what we call social proof. It's about you being connected to a credible association or also person. It may be that you studied at a reputable university, or you are working with a well-known coach or consultant in that area. In the branding world, we also call that branding by association. And I'm sure you are part of an association or of an institute that is already recognized in the industry that you can tap into. And finally, the on-the-go credibility is what we use when we don't necessarily have the credibility yet, due to the lack of years of experience in that industry, or simply because it is a new discipline. Think of Web 3.0 or NFTs or crypto. There is no official course that you can take. It is about learning on the go, and more importantly, taking people on the journey, being transparent about your learnings. You can actually build credibility whilst you are learning about the topic. It's the same when you land your first board role. You had never had it before, and what you want to do is you want to document the journey. You want to showcase what it's like to be in a board meeting, the high-level topics that would be discussed, and also your experiences and learnings that you've gained throughout this journey, without giving away all the confidential details, of course. And the final pillar is all about visibility, because like it or not, if you can't be seen, you cannot be considered. And this is where most technical experts get stuck. They've got high capabilities and credentials, but nobody knows of them. So if you are not visible to the right people for the right reasons, you cannot expect being tapped on the shoulder for opportunities beyond your current role and remit. Now, how do we go about becoming more visible? Well, firstly, it comes down to the goal. What do you actually want to achieve? It might be that you want to increase your visibility within your department and within your company if you work with a large organization. It may also be that you want to increase your visibility outside your current organization to attract talents, partners, and clients. Firstly, you want to make sure that you are clear about the end goal to then focus on activities that increases your exposure. For internal visibility, some of the activities that I always recommend is to run or host a lunch and learn session about a topic that you are interested in or you want to be associated with. An external visibility activity could be you pitching yourself to be a podcast guest. It could also be speaking at industry conferences. It might even be you publishing content on LinkedIn. All those activities increases your reach and with that visibility. Now, to wrap things up, if you want to make the transition and go from being the technical expert to become the trusted authority, the 3 pillars that you need to focus on is working on your capability, becoming the translator of your credentials and your characteristics into changes that matter. The next part is about credibility. How can you boost your credibility and with that authority when you either work on your own credibility, leveraging and developing your signature framework, tapping into other people's credibility, or take people on the journey by developing on-the-go content. And the final pillar is all about visibility. How can you get in front of the right people for the right reasons?